Food and Movement, Module number 16. Technology. Connecting with nature is paramount to our overall health and well-being. In fact, based on recent studies that show we possess an inherent attraction towards nature, city planners are now putting more emphasis on creating functional green spaces. Researchers hypothesize that because our hunter-gatherer ancestors existed for thousands of years in outdoor environments, we present-day humans share an innate affiliation with nature. The problem is that we now spend less time outdoors interacting with the natural world, though our brains are hardwired for it. Outdoor workouts allow us to reconnect with nature while providing numerous benefits. Exercise and health. Getting outside in nature is a great way to get exercise. Nature is best, but technology still has a lot to offer to keep us fit. Increasing mainstream availability of sensors on wearables such as smartwatches that are able to give us better feedback about what's happening in our bodies means more of us are discovering insights into our health and looking at how we can improve it. But with so many health improvement gizmos on the market, it's not easy separating those that are truly beneficial from those that are nothing more than a gimmick. The Omron Evolve is a clinically validated wireless blood pressure monitor that is light enough to take anywhere with you, while also being super easy to use. The device lets you easily measure, record, and share your blood pressure data with your family or doctor using an app. It is also really well designed, which I was pleasantly surprised about, considering its function. Using a heart health algorithm called Advanced Accuracy, the device measures more data points and eliminates interference from movement for more precise, clinically accurate readings. It also lets you easily measure, record, and share your blood pressure data with your family or doctor using the Omron Connect app. Compatibility with iOS and Android devices. The Evolve works so effortlessly that giving very accurate results, displayed simply in a well-designed app. The Zero Water filter uses the latest tech to get rid of every impurity from your tap water, potentially saving you fortunes in water bottles. Zero Water claims to be the only water filter brand that delivers the equivalent to purified bottled water in your home. Using a pour-through system with an aim to deliver the best filtration possible, with their premium 5-stage ion exchange technology, this filter removes virtually all total dissolved solids, a claim which no other filter jug or dispenser can put their name to. The filtration system is certified by NSF International for the reduction of lead and other heavy metals such as chromium 3 and 6 and mercury. The Good Housekeeping Research Institute has also revealed that Zero Water removes the total contaminants from water better than a regular Brita filter, making it a must-have for all homes. The Fitbit Aria 2 scales link up to the Fitbit app so you can track to see if your exercise is really having a difference. Smart scales are by no means anything new, but the Fitbit Aria 2 scales take weighing yourself to a whole new level. As well as weighing you, the connected scales will check your heart rate, water percentage, body fat, bone mass, and muscle mass, and keep a record of all of this so you can compare your vitals over time. Accurately measuring body weight, body composition, including body fat percentage, muscle, water, and bone mass, and the body mass index. Working with Apple Health, Google Fit, and Samsung S Health, the scales connect to the free Fitbit app for iOS, Kindle, and Android, allowing users to share data easily and set goals and reminders to achieve goals. Better yet, the smart scales can also distinguish your measurements from someone else's, meaning everyone in the household can share them. If you've already got yourself an Apple Watch, but you're particularly worried about your ticker and want to step the heart rate monitor level up a gear, then the Corita Band is a good choice. It's essentially a medical-grade heart monitoring Apple Watch strap by Silicon Valley health tech company AliveCor. But what makes it special is its electrocardiogram or EKG tech that is designed to pick up palpitations, shortness of breath, and other reasons of concern which it could increase the risk of a stroke. This is a must-buy for any Apple Watch user, even slightly worried about their heart, as it's already been proven to pick up vital signs of heart-related problems in several users, even heart attacks. Just when you thought they couldn't make anything else connected, Withings goes and makes a connected thermometer, allowing you to keep track of that fever. And like the body cardio scales, the digital thermometer links to your Withings account via the app and keeps tabs on your temperatures over time. With 16 infrared sensors taking 4,000 measurements, its accuracy is a game changer for anyone who falls ill. Firefly is a wearable that helps accelerate sports recovery after exercise and minor injury. It's portable, has no leads or wires, and is worn behind the knee. Once attached, it delivers painless electrical impulses to gently activate the muscles of the lower leg to increase blood circulation. Used by athletes at all levels, such as British Olympic triathlete Vicky Holland, Firefly is clinically proven to aid sports recovery, with benefits including the reduction of delayed onset muscle soreness after exercise, aiding the recovery from a sprain or strain, and reducing swelling. Ava is a fertility monitoring bracelet found in Switzerland by data scientists, experts in wearable technology, and women's health researchers, all with the aim of bringing innovation to women's reproductive health. The bracelet is able to precisely detect a woman's entire fertile window in real time so they can better plan their monthly cycle. The Ionic is Fitbit's strongest smartwatch, and fitness fanatics are bound to love its list of features, and it's definitely got the potential to take on the smartwatch market. Its ability to track whatever workouts you can throw at it with ease, all with the beautiful yet comfortable design that I'm sure will get heads turning in the gym, but for all the right reasons. The perfect smartwatch for those serious about fitness. You might not associate a yoga mat with technology, but Naboso is looking to change that perception with its special yoga mat material that can help improve your vinyasa technique. The firm has done plenty of research into this idea, and numerous studies have found that the material used in current yoga mats actually deactivates and blocks the proprioceptors in the feet and hands. This translates to decreased stability and neurofeedback during yoga exercises, the company says. The Naboso mat counteracts this thanks to its technology that works via a small nerve proprioceptive material, which stimulates the small nerve proprioceptors in the skin on the bottom of the foot and hands. These are sensitive to different stimuli, including texture, vibration, skin strength, deep pressure, and light touch. So when stimulated, the proprioceptors help us maintain an upright stance, activate our postural muscles, and dynamically control impact forces. Surprisingly, many earphones that are designed for running just aren't really that comfortable. In many cases, wireless sports headphones are bulky, and a chunky or heavy set of earphones do not bode well for active pursuits, as any kind of strong movement usually means they just fall out. But Jaybird's latest pair of fitness buds, the Jaybird Run earphones, are quite the opposite. Not only do they have no wires connecting the two earpieces to give you more freedom, but they actually stay there. They are one of the most comfortable sports earphones. Better yet, the sound quality is also superb, and best of all, they're loud if you need them to be, something that many earphones suffer from these days, I think. Recommended for any long-distance training when the company of audio will most likely become your best friend. Eating. Technology and food used to be two very separate sectors with very little overlap. Now, most food startups are also considered tech startups, and the food tech sector has grown into its own market of the industry. Meal delivery companies, alternative protein makers, and even restaurants are now using technology in ways that food executives had only dreamed about in the past. Silicon Valley is becoming the it place to start a food company. This fact is evident in the sheer amount of tech executives moving into the food space, in an effort to shape the way we produce and consume food with the help of technology. Tesla CEO Elon Musk's brother Kimball is working on a chain of healthy restaurants and an urban farming venture. Software engineer Rob Reinhart started a meal replacement company called Soylent, and former Amazon employee Apoorv Mehta started a grocery delivery company called Instacart. And that list doesn't even hit the top of the food tech iceberg. The world population is building toward 9 billion. Our available land is shrinking, and our communities are growing more connected, leaving one increasingly important global issue hanging above our heads: food security. Fortunately, technology is allowing us to track, analyze, and understand the way our food system works to help reduce the amount of food waste and carbon emissions, and ultimately feed the 842 million people who don't currently have enough to eat. And food startups are leaving everyone salivating. Research from CB Insights showed that VC funding for food delivery companies was at an all-time high in the first quarter of 2014, hitting more than 200 million. But using most smartphones to order Thai takeout at 11 p.m. is only the tip of the iceberg. Here are ways tech is changing our food and the way we find, consume, and get rid of it. 1. GMOs. The biotechnology used to create genetically modified organisms, or GMOs, is critical in food technology and also notorious. A GMO is something that has been genetically engineered to have certain traits like herbicide resistance, pest resistance, and increased nutritional value. In 1994, the first modified tomato, the Flavor Saver, was approved by the FDA and put on the market. It quickly led to the development of other seeds, and by 1999, 100 million acres were farmed with genetically engineered crops. In 1997, just 3 years after the first genetically modified food hit the grocery shelves, Europe made GMO labels mandatory, but the US still hasn't made a federal regulation. Currently, there are crops in development that are genetically modified to grow in habitats besides their native ones, to increase yield productivity to feed more people. Examples of this include wheat, rice, and other grains. Fish, poultry, and beef are also often modified to increase the quantity of meat by quickening the rate of growth of an animal or by adding proteins or other nutrients to the meat. Precision agriculture, number 2. Precision agriculture is often called satellite farming and refers to the use of GPS tracking systems and satellite imagery to monitor crop yield, soil levels, and weather patterns to increase farm efficiency. Precision technology is increasingly important as the issue of feeding 9 billion people by 2050 becomes more apparent. The technology was adopted in the early 1990s and started with crop yield monitors. Now there are tools such as weather analysis software and soil testing kits to monitor nitrogen and phosphorus levels. Using these precision technology systems, farmers can pinpoint an exact location in a field to determine how productive the area is. Before, the entire field was treated as one unit, but now farmers can find out which areas are more suitable for which crops, so they don't waste seed, fertilizer, or pesticides. It's also important from an environmental standpoint. Farmers can have more sustainable practices and use less resources, such as water, to tend their fields. 3. The Internet of Things. Sensors are and will continue to be very important to food technology. The Internet of Things has become to the farm in the form of irrigation technologies, crop yield, and crop yield monitoring. A system called WaterBee collects data on soil content and other environmental factors using wireless technology to reduce water waste. Sensors in grain bins allow farmers to monitor the temperature and moisture levels remotely. John Deere added sensors to some of its equipment to monitor soil moisture or productivity to increase or decrease speed. or prevent overlap of fertilizer or seed. Another example of IoT on farms is the Z-Trap, a device used to monitor insects and analyze data on crops remotely using GPS coordinates and wireless sensors. The base station targets specific destructive bug species, but the tool has its own communication network between all the traps on a certain field and uploads the data to a cloud. Food waste tracking. We know that 40% of America's food is thrown away each year. With the help of social media and new technology, this number can be drastically reduced. Strides are being made with apps and web platforms to put the food to good use. Loloka is an app that helps restaurants minimize waste by allowing people to get deals on food, ranging from 30 to 50% off usually, within 45 minutes of a posting at nearby restaurants. Another app, 222 million tons, gives a suggested grocery list with a user's selected household side and meal preferences. A particularly innovative platform called Leftover Swap matches people with leftover food to others in their area who would like to purchase cheap food and pick it up, and they offer anything from pizza to produce. 5. Hackathons. Food-centric hackathons are popping up around the globe to improve the food industry. It is a movement that is gaining traction. Food Plus Tech Connect held the first food hackathon and continues to host them annually, including ones that have tackled the Farm Bill and the meat and restaurant industries. The Future of Food Hackathon and Forum is an assembly of leading food innovators, chefs, entrepreneurs, and designers that have come together to create solutions for the future of food. The Rural Advancement Foundation International and FarmHack, an open-source community for agricultural projects that lists local hackathons and innovations, have launched a collaborative campaign on Kickstarter for growing innovation and online community to share agricultural innovations and maps of sustainable farms. 6. 3D printing. The idea of 3D printed food isn't exactly mouth-watering, but the technology stands to disrupt the food industry on at least some level. Right now, the most talked about 3D printed food is 3D Systems Candy, which is made of pure sugar with the Chef Jet. But the leader in the 3D printer industry recently teamed up with Hershey's to print chocolate. Startups like Modern Meadow are trying to save cows and help reduce carbon emissions by creating meatless meat. NASA used a 3D printer to make a pizza, possibly a step forward for astronaut meals in space. The Foodini is a 3D printer designed for the home kitchen. The user prepares the ingredients with a food processor or blender, and the 3D printer can print shapes out of the mix. It's meant to take out the time-consuming process of making things by hand. The Foodini has created food items such as burgers, pizza, and desserts. 7. Farm locations. As farmland becomes less available, we must come up with innovative places to grow food. The latest trend is underground. In London, a hydroponic farm was built in abandoned and underground tunnels that were once air raid shelters, so that local restaurants and stores can have fresh produce and herbs. Hydroponic technology is growing in popularity because food can be grown without soil using a nutrient-rich water solution. Philips is working on creating special LED bulbs that produce specific wavelengths to appropriately grow plants indoors for Green Sense Farms in Chicago, which is a 1 million cubic foot growing space. Since LED bulbs don't get hot, they can sit closer to the plants and can produce lights particular to different species of crops. 8. Access to recipes. All Recipes has been around for many years, and the platform is extraordinarily popular. In 2012, on its 15th anniversary, the site conducted a survey asking users questions about their use for their recipe service. It found, of course, that our smartphones and tablets are changing the way we prepare and cook food. More than a third of respondents said they use phones to look up recipes and cooking techniques, according to the survey. Recipe sites have well surpassed cookbooks and magazines in usage. For gluten-free to vegan to paleo, we can find guidelines for just about any type of food or lifestyle on the internet today. With blogs, Pinterest, food-centric Twitter accounts, and Facebook groups, sharing recipes across borders has never been easier. And with video sites like YouTube, we can learn how to chop up an artichoke in a matter of 4 minutes. 9. Promoting local food. The farm-to-fork movement is strong. People want to know where their food comes from, and as an industrial agriculture, GMOs, hormones, and carbon emissions become increasingly concerning, it becomes more important to know the life cycle of food. Websites like Farmago offer a place for people to find local harvests from farmers in their region, creating an online farmers market community of sorts. Farm to Table is a web service that distributes locally grown produce, grass-fed beef, and cage-free chickens to restaurants, independent grocery stores, and cafeterias. There are profiles of the farmers and the farms they tend, as well as detailed descriptions of the food that is available for purchase. The company is based in Austin, Texas, but services like these are growing around the country.